Hello everyone and welcome to Assassin's Creed Valhalla being compared on Geforce Now, Luna, and Stadia. The very first thing I want to mention here is time to get into game is actually pretty quick, especially for Stadia here. 13 seconds. When this warning comes up, you're actually in game and you cannot skip and get to the main menu any faster. It's not a loading thing, it's just the way the game works. So that's what I'm calling in game, although we're going to let things keep going here while Geforce Now and Luna load up. Also, everything's done through the Chrome browser for all three of these. Everything's been freshly updated on my PC. I've been using these services in Safari on my iPhone, so I thought it would be fun to run these all in Chrome, 1080p 60. I've got my stream monitor up for Stadia only because I want to make sure it didn't hop up to 1440p on me, as it will do sometimes. But everything stayed 1080p 60 here. Ran great. I normally use the app for Geforce Now and Luna. I prefer that. But for this test, it was fun to just run everything in the browser, and it worked really well. So if you're wondering about using these services in the Chrome browser, don't worry about it. This was a good experience. So getting into game here for Geforce Now is going to get us at about 1:06, and then Luna 1:09. They are so similar in the way that they work, and Stadia is just a completely different beast when it comes to how it launches games and how it works. Just so much more like a console than a PC. So the next thing we're going to do is our load time into an identical save game. Now, what I found so interesting here, not just the color difference that we'll talk about later in the video that surprised me, but also I expected a difference in load time here for the save game. I've seen it on Xbox, PC, different hard drive types, 1X, all kinds of different load times. But for this, they were all pretty much identical. I mean, within margin of error here, you'll see them all load in at almost the same time right there, and I found that to be pretty interesting. I expected to see something different. So getting into our first side-by-side right here, you'll see again the color difference a bit. It matches Luna and Stadia, as to where Geforce Now has a different color scheme. Now, Luna and Geforce Now are running the exact same PC version of the game, so this can only obviously be explained by pretty much the stream, from what I can tell. But all these versions run really well. With Geforce Now in this particular game and in this testing with the browser was running better, and I'll talk a little bit more about that here in a little bit. So I want to jump over to full screen, Geforce Now. Again, everything's running 1080p 60 for all three of these services through Chrome. We're at ultra settings on Geforce Now. Full screen Luna, we're at ultra settings as well. Motion blur off for both. Geforce Now does a much better job with ultra, by the way. And then Stadia full screen running what Stadia runs, which is about a 30 FPS experience. It feels like it dips here and there. So here we go, running around the village here just a little bit. And again, this is where I started to feel Geforce Now's steady frame rate, even at these higher settings. You could just really tell when you see moving across the screen and running around. Stadia, unfortunately, was pretty jittery with this particular game. Then Luna had some issues as well, and Geforce Now was just running really well. For Geforce Now and Luna, I would knock the settings down for both to high, and that would smooth things out even more. But definitely getting well above the 30 FPS most of the time on Geforce Now, depending on what I'm doing, and it's just streaming a lot smoother.
Sail out!
Again, here you can see that bit of color difference. Luna definitely has more issues with stuttering in the game. They're in beta, so I'm willing to forgive Luna a bit. Not even everyone has access to Luna right now. I'm hoping by the time they launch, it's definitely better off than it is now. So getting into combat with all three of these is where I really started to feel the difference for me on Geforce Now with this particular game. It was just smoother, the overall frame rate. Everything was just really good. Now, input latency is about the same for me on Geforce Now as Stadia. Sometimes Stadia is better with the controller, the Wi-Fi connection. Definitely, Stadia has some of the best streaming tech out there. It just works really, really well. But as far as just running this game and looking good and feeling smooth, in this particular testing, Geforce Now definitely was doing it. Here we go, Stadia full screen. I think just the lower 30 FPS is really just hurting things here for Stadia, but Luna wasn't doing much better. And you'll see that here as we move pretty quickly on the horse. You can see the difference in smoothness of all three of these streams. And we'll get up here. We're going to go stand on a rock right here, do some side-by-side, and we'll do another motion, another pan across the screen. But this game just looks gorgeous on all 3 platforms, to be honest with you. I love Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Now, I didn't move at the same speed here, unfortunately. I tried to do my best here, but you can still see, I mean, it's very easy to see the stream, the game, the smoothness difference that we're getting here. And again, I just feel like Geforce Now, in this particular game, on this instance anyway, was giving me the better experience. I hope it comes across well in the video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for coming to check it out. Really appreciate it. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Geforce Now, Luna, Stadia, all running through the Chrome browser. Kind of the first time I dove in and did it that way. I usually use the app. So I hope you found this interesting and helpful. Again, thanks a lot for coming to check it out. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Thumbs up, ring the bell, comment. All that kind of stuff helps the channel, and I really appreciate it. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys in the next one.